Content warnings can be found in the description or in the chat. Enjoy the show. Hey gang, and welcome to Oops, All Healers. I'm Justin Galliani. I use they, them pronouns. I'm going to be the dungeon master for this series, and I'm joined today with some incredible players who are ready to help me tell this story. Let's go around and do some introductions before we hop in, and let's do them alphabetically.
Hi, I'm Dragons. I gather the dragons on Gathering Dragons. But you could probably find me on If Found Dead, Please Revivify, a channel that's dedicated to TTRPGs and nerd stuff. We do some charity streams on there, approximately once a year at this point. Yeah.
And who are you playing today?
I'm playing Dr. Erica Thomas, uses any pronouns. They are the head of psychiatry.
Hi, I'm Insha, and I will stay Insha. I'm very sorry about it. I am at Instagram with 2 eyes on Instagram, and then you can follow along on my website, inshafitzpatrick.com. Sorry about that too. I will be playing Dr. Louie Grimshaw, who is a child psychiatrist and pediatrician, and she has she/her pronouns.
And I'm Robbie Landis. You can find me at Cloaks and Capes TTRPGs on Threads, Blue Sky, Patreon, and Robbie_Landis01 on Twitch. I create D&D content for a living, and I'll be playing Raph Sweetman, who is not a doctor and instead runs the cafeteria and the janitorial service. But he tried. He was there. He was in medical school for a minute, but it just didn't always work out.
Doesn't always work out. Medical school, from what I've heard from fellow pre-med people who then became med people and now are doctor people, good for them. I have no ill will.
And Ralph.
Amazing. Perfect. Well, with that, let's jump right the freak in. Let's just do it. Okay. Compassion, health, enthusiasm. At the St.Iyengar Research Hospital, the staff truly are magical healers. When they're not helping their community or healing their patients, they're hard at work bringing their advancements to the medical field. And they're definitely, and I can't stress this enough, not spreading rumors, causing drama, or fraternizing with fellow staff members. That's ridiculous. And now that that's out of the way, our story takes place here at St.Iyengar Research Hospital. Well, not actually. It doesn't actually start at the hospital. And with that, can I have all three of you roll a d20?
Ooh.
16.
No. 16.
That is an 18.
20.
18 and a nat 20?
And that, yeah, yep.
Hey, congratulations, Robbie. You get to go
not
first.
being used to do anything great, though. Also, not.
Meanwhile, I thought 16 was great. I'm going last.
Yeah. I thought in my head too it was gonna be a nat 20, and it's not gonna do anything. Cool. All right. Yeah. Here we are.
Amazing. The episode actually begins not at the St.Iyengar Research Hospital, but rather at Raph Sweetman's house or apartment. Where does Sweetman live? And before you answer, what I will say is that St.Iyengar Research Hospital combines modern technology used in the medical field as well as magic. The arcane is a very well known and studied thing in this world. In fact, the hospital itself is located on the Upper West Side of Sphinx City. a modern and magical metropolis similar to Manhattan, except magical. So there are homes, but there's also a ton of apartments and other things like that. So where do we think Raph Sweetman lives currently? And what is he doing in the morning as he's getting ready for work?
I think that Raph still lives near where he grew up, which is like dead center Sphinx City. Busy streets. There's people on the corner on the side streets who are selling things, who are chatting with their neighbors, shouting at passersby for whatever perceived slight that they suffered. And he's in his apartment, and I've thought about this really hard, and the best way to sort of describe it, just nice, succinct. I think his morning routine gives dad Disney princess vibes. In the morning, as he's preparing to go to work, he's up very, very early in the morning because he has to be able to get in to the cafeteria to make sure everything's prepped up for people who skip breakfast, which doctors do all the time, even though they should know better. And so as he's getting ready, there's like some music playing in the background. It's probably some sort of like Fae pop or something that he, started listening to try to be closer to his daughter. And there are various snacklings, little creatures made out of food that are sort of helping out around, ironing out his like uniform or his shirt. There's like a buttery blob that's on the stove that's like, cooking up like a soup for like his lunch. There's a confectionery that's, floating around trying to make sure that everything that he needs for the day is like ready to go. And I think that the morning opposite of me is where he's most energized. He's getting ready to go. And when he gets to work, like he takes his job very seriously. He has a lot of pride in it, but not so much to the point where obviously, he has little food helpers that follow him around places. So like, he knows how to have fun too.
Heck yeah. And what does Raph look like? Describe to us who we see here.
I think that if you were to see Raph at any other place besides being at work, you'd probably think like lumberjack. He's got like the dad bod going on, so he's got a little bit of a gut hanging over. He's got the sort of telltale or the sort of iconic red and green like plaid shirt, sleeves kind of rolled up, and he's doing a sort of in his socks sliding across the floor as he's like singing and sort of getting ready, a very sort of Macaulay Culkin Home Alone sort of vibe. And if anybody else were to see him, they would probably just die on the spot of cringe.
Incredible. So as you are getting ready to go into the hospital to start your day, it is still dark out because you have to wake up that much earlier to get in there, because as you have mentioned, there's so much prep to do to open the cafeteria. It serves the entire hospital, so it's not even just like a tiny bagel shop kind of thing. This is like a massive operation. And I think Raph would be pretty surprised when he hears his doorbell go off.
Yeah, I think he'd probably think something along the lines of, what was it that I ordered that's showing up at this time? But, sometimes things get delayed or show up early. So he goes to open the door, not thinking too much of it, and still kind of singing aloud, because the Fae is going to fade, 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 fade. And the Slater's going to slay, 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 as he like opens it up to see who it is.
Amazing. As you are in this energetic mood, ready to start your day, singing along to this Fae pop song, what goes through Raph's mind in the immediate moment that you open the door and see your ex-wife standing in front of you that you haven't seen in almost 5 years, not in person, maybe through the equivalent of a Zoom call or something like that, but not seeing a ton of physical contact with, and you would maybe even more so notice your daughter, Lysalia, is kind of holding your ex-wife's hand. She looks to be in her pajamas. Her hair is all frizzy and crazy. She has like one of her stuffed animals from when she was even like much younger. It seems like she was dragged out of bed. Like that's the vibe you're getting without needing some kind of insight check or something. It's very obvious. And your ex-wife just sees you. The song kind of stops a little bit. The record falls off the track. And she says, "Well, Raphael, are you singing now?"
So I think the question of what goes through his head is a hard one to answer, because I think that everything just sort of stops. It's more of like a blue screen moment. He probably had like, his mouth half full of toast that he forgets how to chew, swallow, and breathe at the same time. His wife is elven and much older than he would be as a human. And so he kind of chokes the food back down a little bit. Lays, hey, what, I haven't had a chance to come in. He kind of steps aside. Lilybug, it's great to see you. What do you, when did you get back into town? What's,
Oh, listen,
breakfast?
Raph,
You got some breakfast? I can get you some. And he kind of goes over, pushes the buttery blob out of the way, and starts French toast. I know you always love the French toast. You know how to go with French toast, did you, right? I think we have time to do some French toast here going. And begins to stress cook.
Yeah, as you're like stress talking and like just fumbling over words and beginning to walk in, leaving the door open for Lays and Lilybug or Lysalia to enter into your apartment from the doorway, not even crossing the threshold. Lays says, "Sorry, listen, I'm real busy. I got a new job. I'm in town, actually, moving back. I can't watch Lysalia today. So do you mind? Are you busy? You going to work or something? Or
yeah, I got work, but I mean, she's 14 now. She doesn't need a babysitter. Do you? You say
I just didn't know if I just figured I'd drop her off here. I don't want her home alone. I'm still moving and getting stuff figured out. But
of course. I'm more than happy to wow. You're so big now. I mean, obviously I see you in pictures in over the crystals and stuff. But yeah, yep. No, we'll figure it out.
Lysalia hugs her mom, still kind of like rubbing the sleep out of her eye as she has like a loose backpack on. The straps are all the way loose so that it's like swinging really low as she kind of fumbles into your apartment and the door closes. And she's like, so did you say French toast? Did you mention French toast?
I did mention French toast. Look, why don't you go? It doesn't look like you had a chance to really get ready this morning. So if you want to go and, shower up or do, whatever you need to do, by all means, I'll get this ready to go. And I'm gonna see if I can catch your mom here real quick. And just, you know where things are.
Okay.
And he's gonna try to rush back out really quick to see if he can
Incredible.
catch his
You
ex-wife.
Sprint to the door. As you open it up, it's one of those apartments that has like a stoop. And so you see her already about to cross the sidewalk as it looks like a driver is opening the back door of a very nice town car.
All right, Lays. Hey. I know you're in. I see you're in a hurry. What? When can we talk? What's happening here?
Well, everything's moving real quick, so gosh, listen, I got to get to a thing, but yes, let's talk. I don't know. I'll try and pencil you in maybe this afternoon or something. We can have a call, or maybe tomorrow when we'll figure it out.
Sure.
Like I said, I'm moving back to town, so we're gonna have time.
All right. Good seeing you.
Yeah, you too.
And what kind of goes through his head, especially when he sees this nice car so about to drive off, is like, not that he doesn't appreciate it and likes being able to see his daughter, but also like couldn't afford a babysitter, like. But heads back inside as well to make sure that Lily's finding everything all right and is okay. Gets the French toast going.
Before you do, can I have you make a perception check? Just before you head inside.
Better not use that dice. It just rolled a nat 20, so I'm not going to get another one that quickly. Not great. Oh, that is. I'm good at perception. 14.
Okay, a 14. As the town car starts to pull away, and you're kind of just that passing glance before you turn around and head back inside, thoughts filling your mind of all the questions that you already had mentioned. Why didn't she just get a babysitter? This feels very last minute and also like unlike her. And you see the license plate, and it's one of those vanity plates. So you see INT, INS.
All right. Weird.
And it just kind of, you're like, interesting.
Now, Rob is going to be sitting here trying to figure out if that's an anagram for something. Is that the right word? Anagram, when you switch around like the letters and stuff?
I think it
Got
is.
it. Nailed it. Almost said acronym.
So you go back inside to finish making French toast for your daughter. What is the plan today with this new added person in your day? Are you bringing her to work? Are you leaving her be at home? Or?
Well, I guess I'd wait for her to come back out to ask her. I don't want to. I mean, he'd love to spend the day, with her, but he doesn't want to assume that she'd want to go and hang out at the hospital all day either. So, he gets the French toast ready, makes some pancakes and some crepes too, just in case he wants some variation. There's a mixture. There's like blueberry syrup with like blueberries in it, strawberries, bananas. There's some cinnamon as well. Maybe some apple as well. And you just kind of wait for her to come back. And he definitely goes overboard with it because as he's starting to think about it as well, he kind of feels like he came off not excited or when she was there, like kind of taken aback, like what are you doing here type deal. And so now he's definitely trying to go way overboard with making up for that.
For sure. It's like 15 minutes before she comes out of the bathroom. She has a change of clothes. Her hair's more put together. Your half-elf daughter, Lasalia. And as she sits down at the table, she just starts, without even mentioning anything, just scarfing down multiple things. Just like a Miyazaki movie where they're just kind of like right before what's the movie Spirited Away, right before they turn into pigs. Like just going crazy, eating all of the food.
Polymorph.
Grabbing things around, just going nuts. She is fully ravenous this morning, it seems.
Yeah.
So, how have you been?
I mean, good. Sorry, it's just a big surprise to have you here when I'm used to seeing you on the screen. What brought you and your mom back to Sphinx City?
I don't know. She got a job. She got a new job, and it's in the city. And she just found out about it last week, so I didn't even know. So my school transfer is still going through, which is why I'm not at school today.
All right. Well, hey, you know what? That just means we start hanging out more, not having to worry about scheduling the
cool
times and stuff. Insight check.
Please.
I don't know if I want to. 26.
26 is really good. She seems it's really interesting because she's 14, right? So she's at that age. There's complex things going on, but it does seem to be majority excitement. Like she's definitely like glass half full, sort of, is what you're reading off of her. I think she has a little bit of confusion too. And there also could just be like, she's still stewing about, she has to switch schools. I mean, imagine being, what is that, like very early high school or like very late middle school, depending on your specific school system, wherever. But like, and so she has to like leave school. She's moving to a place that she hasn't been to in a really long time. So there's a lot of like stresses and things going on that might be muddying the waters. But overall, in terms of the here and now, she seems pretty pleased.
All right. I don't think he'd worry about that as a reflection on him then, but I think there is an anxiety now of if she is feeling any sort of worry or anxiety herself, of trying to make sure that he does what he can not to add to that, and instead hopefully be the exciting part or be the part that she can look forward to and rely on. He goes, all right, well, look, I got work too, obviously, and I'm not going to force you to necessarily come along with me if you don't want to. You're old enough. You want to hang around here on your own. Some of the snacklings are going to still be here. So if you need something to eat or whatever you need, I know you got that handled. But if you wanted to do, like a bring your daughter to work day type deal, I can show you what I do.
Let me think. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Well, we don't have a whole lot of time. So, whatever else it is you need to do, I'm going to finish up some of my, things to get ready to go. I think for ending the long rest, he summons up a whip wisp, which is kind of like a little sort of jello-y, kind of like blowfish that has a little bit of like whipped cream on its head and almost has like wings that kind of floats around and gives a little boost to speed, so that way they can be a little bit faster and get where they need to go. And then we'll sort of wrap up his work preparations.
Amazing. The last thing she does is she just takes the biggest crepe that you made, puts some pancakes and French toast, wraps it up into a crepe burrito, takes it on the go.
He does the same. That's actually a great idea. Yeah.
All the carbs that you would need in a single burrito. Amazing.
Maybe we'll get that on the menu at the hospital, honestly.
You guys start talking about crazy food concoctions as the two of you begin your travel to work, as we pan away and we head to our next character. Insha, please describe to us where you think in Sphinx City, again, sort of Manhattan vibes, except magic exists. But where do you think Dr. Louie Grimshaw lives? And how does she get ready for the morning before work?
Ooh, I think for Louie, she lives in like this older brownstone esque apartment, and it's kind of like newly renovated, but she's just like, when I move in, please don't touch that. Don't touch that. That looks old enough for it to fall. I kind of love that. The staircase, if you touch that, I will send you into another plane. But also the window, I like the window. Don't touch that. And she is in love with this apartment so much that she kind of never wants to leave it. But at the same exact time, she has to go to work. And you would find her in her daily routine just as chaotic as she wants to be. She's already made and drunk like 8 cups of coffee, had 3 different coffee cakes, any type of pumpkin loaves she has put down her stomach already. She's gotten her her goodberry like ness in a basket, so she's just like, they won't steal this time, it's gonna be fine today. And then she's just like put it in her bag for her lunch. Like she's just trying so hard to just like do everything, and it feels like there's not enough time to do everything, so she's just like, I'll figure it out when I get to work. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Incredible.
Everything's gonna be fine.
Can I have you make a perception check, please, as you're getting everything together in this state of chaos, whirlwinding around your beautiful, historic, albeit completely out of code apartment. There was like straight up like health I imagine that the conversation you were having was with like like one of those not OSHA, but like, you know, the inspector people who come in and they're like, listen, that's gonna fall. That's just you keep it. All right.
I work at a hospital.
Just sign here.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever. Just sign here. All right. Good luck. That place is going down as they walk out.
The whole building just like the whole building. You see that brick? It's gonna. That is a 9 and 11, 12.
12. Okay. I think 12 would be enough for you to notice as you're kind of like packing things up. Do you think that when you go into work, do you bring, other than like maybe a cell phone, do you bring any other kind of technological device, like a tablet or a laptop or something? Or your computer would probably you probably have one at work.
Oh, yeah. I think, yeah, besides her cell phone, she would absolutely bring a tablet, if not to kind of just like maneuver through all the people at work.
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, doctors and nurses love tablets actually in this day and age. So that makes a ton of sense. So you have your tablet, and as you're grabbing it to get ready and put it in your bag and stuff, you see that there's a notification. Is this your personal tablet, or is this strictly a work tablet that you just have at home?
I feel like honestly they're one and the same. Like she uses
Amazing.
them both just simultaneously.
Perfect. You see that you have a message, like an email rather. The email is from a colleague, a staff member of the St.Iyengar Research Hospital. The two things that stand out, number one, it's from the person who works in the morgue at the bottom of the hospital, Dr. Zero Kelvin, a very handsome winter eladrin, kind of muscular but lithe, kind of like maybe almost like a basketball player kind of physique, or like a swimmer. That's sort of like very athletic but not bulky necessarily. He has dark blue hair that sort of has these white streaks that go through it. Yeah, he works in the morgue. And he has an affinity for the cold, hence his name and profession. The other thing that strikes you as odd, though, other than just who it is sending you this email, is the time that it was sent. You notice that it was sent around midnight.
She would be it out eternally because it's her home, just freaking out, just like, oh, he sent me an email. Okay, it's happening. It's all happening. Who am I talking to? It's happening. It's all happening. And then like she would just like open up her tablet and like swipe to see like what the email would be.
Absolutely. You see the email. He addresses you as Louie. Says, hey, Louie, listen, I have this weird case at the hospital. I was wondering if maybe you could help me with it. It's just really complicated. I'm kind of at a dead end with this particular case, ... pun unintended. But I was hoping maybe you could come take a look at it tomorrow. I don't know. I was thinking about you and just figured you might be able to help, but let me know. And I will say that's not what his voice sounds like, but you're just reading the email. So
in her face, she would have this tablet so close up to like dissect every single little line. It would be just like, oh god, okay, it's work. I hate this. Oh, it's getting better. Oh, he was thinking about me. Oh, it's all happening. It's all happening. He said he thought about me. Yes. Okay, good. It's all happening. Okay. All right. Deep breath. So when you go to work, turn left. Then you're going to go down the stairs. And then you're going to be like, hello. No, you're not going to do that. That's too sultry. Your body can't handle that. You know what? It's going to be fine. We're all going to do. It's going to be amazing. Louie, she like looks in her mirror and she's just like, you are going to talk to a man. Maybe. Sort of. I need to do my hair. Oh no. Like she would kind of flip up the tablet and it would have like the keyboard to it and then be like, oh shit. Okay. All right. Let's try. Hi. With all eyes just elongated.
As you're writing this email, can I actually ask for a roll really quickly? Just
Yes.
before you click send on this email. Can I have you roll a luck check? So I'm going to ask you to roll a d20 and just call odds or evens before you roll. Obviously,
Okay.
you're trying to match what you say.
Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna go evens. Yeah. Yes, evens. It was an 8.
Okay, perfect. That's good. If it was odds, oh boy.
It's just like, why are you
I had a plan too, and
talking to me?
it was mean. So because of your good luck,
Mhm.
as you're typing this email, and let's hear what you were going to send.
Okay.
Like as you're typing the email, I want to hear your response first, but with the understanding that he's gonna interrupt as he emails you.
Okay. She would be like, hi. Yes, I can come down to the morgue. I may have to just get my floor plan together or my intake sheet from everybody first. And then I can come down. And then everything's gonna be fine. Wait, why am I sending that? Why am I typing this out loud? Oh no, this is a tragedy. Wow, okay. It is really nice that you were thinking about me. I'm gonna end this email now before I say something else stupid. Bye.
And as you're typing bye, you hear the little notification go off, the little as an incoming email hits your inbox from Dr. Kelvin from Zero. And it says in the subject, it just says about the email last night.
No.
Do you open the email?
Yeah, okay. Immediately swipe.
You open the email as you're holding the iPad so close to your face that the pixelation begins to overtake you. You notice it says, "Hey Lou, I just wanted to apologize about how late I sent that email. That was pretty unprofessional and you probably were sleeping and God forbid I woke you up. That's on me. I just wanted to apologize. I woke up and was like, ah, shit, probably could have waited until today. But yeah, so if you're free, stop by the morgue. And if you know anybody who can help, only because this does seem like a pretty big deal, actually. But yeah. Hope you're well. 0.
Damn it. She immediately sends like another email back and be like, no. You can email me anytime you want. You can even call. Here's actually my phone number if you like need anything immediately. You don't have to use it. I'm just saying. But I will be at the morgue, and then I guess after we figure out what's going on, I'll ask my colleague. But okay, I'll see you in like an hour or two. Okay, bye. Like all ears just sending, and she's like throwing the tablet away from her, being like, "No, but I need that."
You go and pick up the tablet as you get the rest of your stuff together and begin making your way off to work. As the camera pans away, following either the taxi or the ride share that you get into, maybe the subway, however Dr. Grimshaw gets to work, the camera sort of follows along for a little bit as it gets off at a different stop, and we begin to head towards the home of one Dr. Erica Thomas. Now, Dragons, you might be surprised, but I'm about to ask you a series of questions, and they go like this. What is your character doing in the morning? Where do they live? And what do they look like?
Start with what they look like. They are a elf, older in age, like still some kind of like youth to them, but mostly like in spite of being old, not because they're actually youthful. It's kind of that vibe of like the old person who's like they know that they're old, but like they've kept up with the times well enough, kind of thing. Like long, like wavy white hair. In terms of where they are, they're in their apartment. What their apartment looks like is it's kind of got like exposed cobblestone bricks, like very kind of dark aesthetic. Like think typical dungeon, but like made in like almost a cozy way. It's like a very intentional aesthetic. In like kind of a more expensive part of town, but when they moved in there, it wasn't as expensive. They've just been around for a really long time. Like what they're doing in the morning and kind of a big part of the aesthetic of the places, they've got kind of a shrine, I guess you might call it, like an area, like this one room full of treasure. You would probably estimate it's got more money than anyone in the hospital could afford in their lifetime. But it's all like kind of mounted on the wall. You've got like a like really cool looking plate armor on a stand. You've got like a rapier hanging up. You've got like a wizard staff. You've got like a shield. Just a lot of memories from a past life.
Hell yes. As you're looking around at all of these mementos, these like trophies and signifiers of days gone past, can I have you roll with advantage, because it makes sense based on what I'm asking, a history check?
That's 25.
25. Dr. Thomas, you think back to your previous profession, maybe one of your previous professions, but the one that kind of comes to mind when you're in this room and you're thinking about those days, thinking about your friends and companions who were with you. Can you describe to me a time where you guys would have faced a hag? Just loosely, doesn't need to be the most detail.
Yeah, I feel like there was definitely a time like these. We're talking about different times. Like I remember a time where the city didn't exist, where you would travel on dirt roads, and it would be one of those times. This is like early in my life. I'm a young elf, probably around 50 or so, and there was a mischievous kind of entity, just kind of annoying a town, kind of trying to steal children away, and just as we were passing through, they see this group of adventurers and ask for help, and were able to kind of save a child from being eaten by a hag. And it definitely was a thing that we did at the time, was save people that needed to be saved.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that memory clicks in your head as you look at a particular memento that reminds you of that mission, if you will. what I will say with that 25 is, as you're thinking about that memory, you kind of flash back to that moment. Like you said before, there were all these skyscrapers choking the air and all the traffic and construction that just pollutes with noise. Before it was Sphinx City, it was called New Amsterdam. That's right.
Love it. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And it was dirt roads and horse-led carriages, but still a pretty big city in that time period all the same. But near that was a forest. You remember how cold it was, even though it was the dead of summer. But the closer you got to this hag, the colder it seemed to get, as if her very presence gave off like a regional effect, what mechanically in D&D would be considered a regional effect. She was so powerful and harnessed the lack of heart and just this ice cold nature that it perpetuated a winter effect throughout the forest, and it was beginning to encroach into town. And it's one of her methods. Not only does she potentially create these kind of incredible deals and bargains with people that will always have a sort of monkey paws effect, but in order to create the need for such an agreement, she creates situations of desperation. If it's very, very cold for season after season, then they can't grow crops. Then they grow desperate. Then the townspeople will come and ask for help. Or I'll just kidnap a couple of kids, and that will also get people to come and ask for help. And so she's kind of stoking multiple fires, so to speak. And this memory comes to you, and it just crosses your mind before you start heading into work. Do you think Dr. Thomas drives to work or public transportation?
Oh, neither. I feel like Dr. Thomas is such a workaholic that they've had organized for a long time now a teleportation circle in their home connecting
Amazing.
directly to their office.
That's incredible. I like that. Yeah, we've already established that your character is one of the most tenured there, so that tracks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you step into your teleportation circle that you have all ready for work, and as you teleport into your office, a rug carefully hiding the teleportation circle so that other random people that you have in your office don't abuse it or accidentally erase something or whatever. Can I have you make a perception check?
I'm good at that. I'm rolling really well today. Perception is 27. I have expertise, to be
Incredible.
fair.
Incredible. So you notice that between the time that you went home yesterday or whenever your last day of work was and today, you notice that there's like a stack of folders or, documents in like a little intake basket, if you will, of just like different patients that you're meant to go over. But you notice that there is one of them that looks like a name you recognize, like a former patient, if you will. Not if you will. That's exactly what it is. It's a former patient. There's one name that like stands out. It's like I'm in the middle of the pile, but the way the folder is sticking out, it's almost as if it's meant to be. You see their name and you're a little. It's mixed bags. You're sad that you see their name again because they were making such good progress, and there's a part of you that can't help but almost maybe be a little disappointed. Obviously, you don't know the whole picture, but there's a part that's maybe a little disappointed, like, they were putting in the work. What happened? And then you're like sad, and all these things are coming to your mind, but it does draw your eye.
Oh, sometimes people backslide. It is what it is. But all we can do is try and give them the tools So I definitely like. I think you're right. Like, I think having it be a name I recognize, that's definitely going to be the first in the pile. I'm like going to shuffle through the pile and grab it, and that's the first one I'm going to read over for the day.
For sure, absolutely. Um, as you're reading this name, the name itself is Tom Rizzo, and when you start reading the file, the thing that is standing out to you the most, it's as if there's something completely new going on. It's not this isn't a backslide or a relapse or something like that. This seems like a completely new symptom, if you will. Um, and that draws your attention and piques your interest a little bit. As you read closer, you see that he seems to be talking about the previous doctor who checked him out. It looks like he went to a different hospital. Sphinx City has many hospitals. It's, as you can imagine, it's a massive city, but like went to the Sphinx City General Hospital, which is like the state hospital. It's locally funded and stuff like that. So it's kind of it's not necessarily as nice as this hospital because it's a research hospital. You get a lot of grants coming in and a lot of money, so that results in better
Facilities,
treatment. Unfortunately, in Sphinx City, just like in this country that I'm in, healthcare is about how much money you have a lot of the time. So that's kind of what's happening here. So he went to a different hospital. It looks like the psychiatrist there who saw him attributed it to hallucinations of some sort, as delusions and some kind of maybe like mental break that happened. But you don't see any inciting incidents. It doesn't seem like it fell on an anniversary or like one of those typical triggers that you're used to seeing in patients. It looks almost more like out of the blue. You do see mention of the actual hallucinations themselves. What Tom claims to see is in the sewers beneath Sphinx City, people who live there, because there's entire communities that live in the sewers, are being kidnapped and then returned, but different. And he keeps kind of mentioning it that way, where it's a little loose and there's aren't like specific details of how he knows they're different. He just knows that they're different. And it's kind of really interesting because it doesn't feel like the way that other patients, not that any two patients should necessarily be compared to one another, but certain trends are more common than others. And you're noticing that this doesn't even register as what you would consider a common hallucination just by reading the words off the page, right? You're reading another doctor's work.
Yeah.
So everything is secondhand. But what's going through Dr. Thomas's mind? Is there anything that you would like to check on before the workday truly begins?
Yeah, I think I'm thinking like that's not a typical paranoia. Like typical paranoia, typical hallucinations in that way usually is like someone's out to get me, something bad's going to happen, or like especially to me or someone I know. And this seems too outside the person for it to kind of trigger that thought. I also think like Eric has been around for a really long time. I've seen a lot of things. I know how spellcasters can work as well. Like, could this be a spell? Could this be a genuine like thing where someone has like gone in and is taking people? Like, that is entirely possible. I think younger doctors will just dismiss it. But from my experience, like I know that while it's not common, I think ruling it out is not great. Like I think you should at least explore the possibility. So I think I go in reading the file with that in mind. To when I eventually do see this patient, uh, coming in with an open mind and actually trying to listen to what his experiences are and why he feels the way he does.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Okay, awesome. And so with that, all three of our characters find their ways to the St.Iyengar Research Hospital in very different ways. It sounds, at least one of us is teleporting. The other is probably public transportation or riding a bike or a scooter or some kind of something. As we find our way to the St.Iyengar Hospital, as we're going to say all three of you find yourselves in what is essentially the employee lounge. As you're kind of, obviously this isn't how doctors would work, but you're kind of like clocking in, if you will. It's pretty much like a room. It has like your normal break stuff. Like there's just like a quick vending machine, which probably breaks Sweetman's heart that they even need a vending machine. How dare they? But just like simple stuff, table and chairs. There's some cots laid out, and like quick change of clothes and extra scrubs. You also know that this is where they would keep like walkie-talkies on the little chargers, so that as you come in for your shift, you can like grab your walkie-talkies so that you have it and everything. And as the three of you find yourselves together here in the employee lounge, you see that on
thing here real quick.
Oh, please.
So first, I think that the vending machine is completely fully stocked. Everything's out of date because nobody needs to use the vending machine. So
incredible.
Fine. But also, I think Sweet makes sure to get there as early as he can, and there's always like a little sort of gift basket or just like a little snacks that he basically brings in for everyone in the morning with like their names on them, and specifically for Dr. Thomas and Grimshaw, there are two special ones for my inspiring meal feature. So one each for you, and if you eat it, you can then apply my charisma bonus, which is a 5, to 1d20 roll of the day. For Dr. Grimshaw, one is a coffee cake, and then one is a pumpkin pie cup. So it's like a cupcake, but it's a pie. And then, since I don't yet know what Dr. Thomas likes as the player, whatever Dr. Thomas's favorite flavors would be.
Probably like just a blueberry muffin or something.
2 blueberry muffins then.
Classic. Amazing. So you guys walk in, Dr. Thomas, Dr. Grimshaw, you see your daily snacks given to you from your friend and colleague, Raph Sweetman. And obviously you guys are free to talk amongst each other or anything, but I will direct your attention because it is so clear to see. There's a bulletin or like a bulletin board in this room, and there seems to be a new like memo pinned to it. And I am now going to send you that memo in the Discord.
Ooh.
It is dated for today, so you know that it is brand spanking new. As you read a staff memo, has the little heading on the top. It says, all testing and procedures must be covered by insurance. We've noticed that around 30% of our patients are uninsured and their medical costs are being covered by the hospital. However, this is no longer sustainable or profitable for the hospital. This new policy seeks to provide care while keeping the lights on and paying our staff. Then there's a second little part that says, a new partnership. We're very proud to announce a exciting partnership between St.Iyengar Hospital and Integrity Insurance. We will be working closely together from now on. A representative from Integrity Insurance will be joining our staff very soon. All has been approved by Mr. Devin Shale, who you all would know is your boss, essentially. He is the CEO of the St.Iyengar Research Hospital.
So first and foremost, I think as we're all here in the room, Raph would look to the two doctors and be like, Doc Thomas, Dr. Grimshaw, I want to introduce you to my daughter, Lily, who's in town now. Her and her mom are back in town as of this morning. So, her mom had some Lily, this is
Hello.
Dr.
Hello,
Thomas,
little
Dr.
one.
Grimshaw.
I'm
So yeah, she's just gonna
14.
be.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm
I
like
was
800 and something. I lost count. I mean, even your dad is a young one to me.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's
So
fair.
she'll be
That is
hanging
old.
out, hanging out today. I'm not that old. I mean, in
I
comparison.
literally said you're young.
Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, she'll be around. Anyway, what's this? This is kind of pardon my Elvish bullshit. Half the costs come from spell slots anyway. What is it costing them? Really, half the stuff that we do uninsured. Well, sorry, that all of you do uninsured.
I mean, look, don't sell yourself short, Raph. We have a lot that we need to discuss. Seeing that your daughter is around, I'm sure we're gonna need to have a conversation at some point. My door is open. Just let me know. I'll slot you in somewhere. But in terms of this, I've been around a while, and it just feels same horde, different dragon. You know.
Yeah. Well, my thoughts on it is if it can be fixed with a spell slot or God's willing, a cantrip, then maybe it was just a consultation. But again, what do I know? I just make food around here.
Again, I feel like you're selling yourself short.
Yeah,
And
very
that's,
much so.
again, something we're gonna need to talk about.
I feel like Louie would just like look over at like his daughter and just be like, "Do you want a good berry? Can't have the other ones that I have. Do you want one?"
Honestly, I think if I eat a good berry right now, I'll explode. I have had 17 crepes.
I mean, you could live dangerously, but I get it.
Also invented the crepe burrito on our way here, so that'll be going on the breakfast
Oh.
menu going forward.
Oh
We did.
my god.
We did.
I
And
love the bonding.
and don't forget the special syrup that goes with it.
All 4 of them: strawberry,
Exactly.
blueberry. What else I have? Apple, some syrup.
Caramel?
Well, essentially,
Cayenne.
Cayenne.
The fourth one was
Oh.
cayenne.
Does
Yeah.
that seem excessive, or does
I
that
didn't know
seem
that you could make a
great?
cayenne syrup.
That was my idea.
I
Oh.
assumed that it was maybe an Elvish thing, but the fact that that Dr. T is also
It could be a
it's
wood
wrong,
elven
maybe.
thing.
Yeah.
I definitely not a high elven thing, I'll tell you that.
Well, I'm thinking maybe like a breakfast bar, right? You got the crepes, you got the pancakes, you got the French toast, you got all the different toppings, then you make your own burrito.
That'd be so much fun in the morning. I wouldn't have to eat all those coffee cakes, except for yours. I love your coffee cakes.
I
Thank you so much.
told you need to skip breakfast for whatever reason. I always got you. I always got you handled in the morning. Meals are important. Keep your energies up. But we'll look to maybe have that start happening next week. I think I can get it going by then. So
And can I ask for a favor?
yeah, anything.
Can I also have lunch and dinner, because I forgot to bring them.
Always.
Oh, you are my favorite person.
Look, prestidigitation does wonders. Most of my time goes to the food instead of the cleaning anyway. So whatever you need, it's always there. You just stop by the cafeteria and we'll get you hooked up.
You were the best thing in the world. I love you.
Dr. Grimshaw,
Platonically.
Raph is great at what he does. I don't think I've had to cook in years at this point.
Kind of leans over to Lily and goes, "They're probably just saying that to make me look good in front of you. It's been a while."
No, your food's so good. Oh my god. I took that like
I mean,
Caesar
the
salad
burrito
thing
was
that you
good.
made home.
Oh, the seaweed salads. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like that was so good. And like when you like did like the little, when you had the fae do like a little sprinkle of whatever that was, I like that a lot. Like that was just yum.
The sylph spinach. Yep. Mhm.
Yes. as long as anything you make me does not have pickle in it, I will be okay. But I love you platonically. You're the best thing ever.
He definitely has like a probably like a little notebook, like the way that doctors have the little prescription pads. He has one, but it's for like food
Autopad.
allergies, food preferences, like things like that for all the different people in the hospital. Their sort of favorite flavors and their favorite snacks and things like that.
Amazing. As you guys are having this conversation, the door opens in that moment as Dr. Skeeter stands in the doorway. She is a tall, maybe like 5'11", 6 foot black woman, shaved head, huge golden earrings dangling down. She has her swarm with her. She is, mechanically speaking, a ranger swarm keeper. So she has this mechanical swarm of insects that are little tiny machines. Like each one is a different medical utensil. There's like one that's a tiny little scalpel, one that has like almost mosquito vibes, and it's like to draw blood. There's like all these little different tools and stuff that are in the shape of insects flying around her as she steps in. Tight like dress pants, high heels. This is the head of the ER. So she runs the ER. She's the one who says, hey, this guy actually like Loki isn't bad enough and other people are worse. And like move this person here, move this person here. This person goes upstairs, needs surgery. She's that person. She's the conductor of the ER. So every time whatever's considered an emergency comes through the front door, she's the one to decide where they go and stuff. Largely speaking, obviously she's not like anyone's boss necessarily, but she kind of runs that room a little bit. And so she commands a lot of respect. She also is like a genuinely really incredible person. And so when she steps in, she sees you all. She says, the first thing she says is, have you seen this memo? This is crazy. I know Shale's a tightwad, but this feels a little ridiculous. Is he going to be checking up on us? If I need a patient to get a fucking x-ray, I'm going to... Oh, shit, there's a kid in the room. Whose kid is this?
Sorry, Dr. Skeeter, this is my daughter, Lily. Lily, this is Dr. Skeeter, runs head of ER. Haven't seen her for a few years. Her mom and her are back in town now, and mom needed her to watch me today, so doing a little daddy-daughter, bring your daughter to work day thing. But we'll get out of your hair. We have some cafeteria stuff we got to go and get sorted anyway. So won't
no
be a
worries.
problem.
I actually was hoping to talk to all three of you. I
think Raph does the thing where like he looks behind him for like a third person.
No, you too. You all three of us.
No, you Sweetman. Dr. Thomas, Dr. Grimshaw, Sweetman. I just got a case that came in through the emergency room. They're waiting in one of the medical bays right now, and it's a strange situation. I'm not exactly sure my next steps for this, so I would appreciate all the opinions I can get. Sweetman, I know that kind of that's not necessarily your purview, so feel free to decline. If you need to get to the cafeteria, by all means. But if you're available, I'll welcome the help, honestly, at this point, because, well, can we walk and talk?
Yeah. Look, I'm always happy to consult. You know how Shale can get sometimes about, not a doctor, can't be doing doctor stuff, but otherwise, I'm more than happy to give my expertise where I can.
Just a consultant. That's fine. You're not making any final decisions, so.
There you go. In fact, Lily, how about, and he takes out his, big sort of jingling of like janitorial and cafeteria sort of keys and like picks one out and hands it to her and goes, all right, once you head to the cafeteria, we passed it on our way in here. Should be a bunch of snacklings in there already. You just let them know that you're there in my place and they know how to get things going and just sort of, make sure that no messes or nothing, no big accidents happen. You can handle that for me, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All
yeah,
right.
I can do that. Can I have
All
you
right.
make a persuasion check?
Oh.
I legit thought you were just gonna like dingle keys in her face, and
I
I'm just
also
like,
thought that.
Follow us. Follow me this way.
Add a D4. I'm going to give you guidance.
17 plus 12 for 25. No, 29. 29.
Okay. Yeah, you see her light up a little bit when she's given this responsibility, this task, on her own, the keys to the castle, so to speak, and all of, she just feels pumped by this. You see that she's genuinely like jazzed, as she like takes the keys.
He'll also send the whipped wisp with her, so if she needs advantage at any point, she can take a bite out of the whipped wisp to get the bardic inspiration.
Amazing. Her and this pufferfish head off through the hospital towards the cafeteria as Dr. Skeeter says, all right, please, follow me. And as she starts leading the way, as you're going through the halls towards the ER, towards this particular medical bay, it's got the curtains up already. You see that there are 4 people standing there. There looks to be 2 adults and 2 children. They all appear to be human. As they're standing there, you see one of the kids, maybe like a tween, if you will, sitting on the little bed, her feet up. She has on like the hospital gown already. You see that she is already hooked up to monitors and different devices and stuff that's reading her heart rate, her blood pressure, all of those little things, right? And Dr. Skeeter, as she's walking with you, before actually getting to the parents so that she can speak a little more privately and a little more candidly with you all, goes, as she's looking at her own little tablet, she goes, guys, I honestly don't know what the hell's going on here. This is, I've never seen anything like this, actually. So the family came in, young girl named Lucy. She is actually, and it's heartbreaking. Today's actually her 12th birthday. So she woke up this morning in a fit of pain around like 2 a.m. this morning. Her stomach was hurting. She said that it felt like pins and needles all over her body, but more severe. She couldn't stop yelling and freaking out about the pain. And so her parents didn't know what to do. And so they brought her in as soon as they could. She's been here for hours, and I've run almost every kind of test I can think of. I've done x-rays, I've done CAT scans, I've done ultrasounds. There's no obstruction, there's no internal bleeding, I'm not noticing any magical effects that I can sense, at least. I've used detect magic. You can cross that one off. I'm not noticing anything. Maybe you'll have a better luck with it. I'm not saying don't do it, but it didn't work for me. And so I'm kind of at a loss here. So like I said, any help? Maybe I forgot to ask the right question. I don't know, but any help at all would be really appreciated.
I think Louie would just like immediately go over to the kid and then just be like, "Hi, what's your name? Let's start there."
Lucy.
All right. Oh, I'm Louie. So we almost the same, not entirely. Do you want to sit back for me while I examine you just a little bit, just to see where it can hurt? Thank you. And then she would just kind of like almost like press down on different spots and just be like, "Well, tell me where it hurts, but I'm gonna roll a medicine check just to kind of like also see."
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll give another guidance, just like mentoring you through this.
As she's doing that, Raph will come up beside and go, "So I hear that it's your birthday today as well. Have you got a cake picked out yet? Do you have plans in that regard, or is the whole, visiting us thing kind of put a little bit of a spoiler on that?"
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know anymore. I'm just. You can, without even needing any kind of like insight check or anything, she seems like tired.
So
more than anything else, she's like almost non-responsive, like not giving full answers, kind of almost slurring even.
He does pull out a cupcake and goes, "All right, well, this will have to do for now," and puts it like on the bedstand. But before that, they're obviously going to do their doctor thing, but I find that a nice little bowl of chicken noodle soup usually goes a long way. He'll expend bardic inspiration to summon a barrier brothling, which is just like this like soup elemental that just kind of like floats around and has a bowl of like chicken noodle soup for her. And so long as it stays near her, she'll gain temporary hit points at like the start of her turn. Obviously, it's not gonna. I don't know how much pain she's actually in or not, but hopefully enough to sort of maybe keep her feeling a little less pained as a result of it.
Yeah. As you conjure that, and Dr. Grimshaw is finishing her exam, Dr. Skeeter will let you guys know that she is on mild sedatives to ease with the pain. Or rather, not sedatives, but like some kind of pain inhibitor. But what did you roll on that
24.
medicine check? 24. So you're not noticing anything physical at first. You do notice a fever. And you notice that she's like a little clammy. Like she has like some cold sweat across her body. And she kind of like, when you touch her stomach specifically, she does wince.
Ooh, okay.
But you're not like, you don't feel anything when you do that. You're not, as you put your hands on the outside of the hospital gown and kind of press in a little bit on her abdomen, you don't feel like an obstruction or like a hernia, like anything like, that you would obviously feel like, but it does seem to cause her a little bit of pain.
Are her parents also feeling this? Because she's like, and then like she would like turn to Dr. Skeeter and be like, "You said that there were 3 others, right? Or is she the worst of it?"
No, the parents are actually in the waiting room still with their other child. They've been here the whole time. I sent them over there to get some sleep, hopefully even on the chairs. I couldn't have them in here, but I can go grab them, or if you want to go meet them in the waiting room, or
I think let's do some more tests on her, and I can
I'll go out and have a word with them, see if I can't suss some things out while you're figuring out what you need in here.
If you can, that would be awesome. Just tell them that like she's in good hands and that she's gonna be okay, and that we're gonna do everything we can. Also, she's gonna have to need some sleep too. So if they can get some sleep, kind of, it kind of transfers the family, kind of, the worry. It kind of,
Compound itself. Yeah.
I gotcha. Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Hey, Lucy, was it, sweetie? Would you like to talk about what's going on? If you'd like some privacy, I have a way to make sure that you and me are the only people that can hear whatever you have to say.
I don't know. I woke up and my whole body hurt, especially my stomach. And it is scary. And it sucks because it's my birthday, so it sucks.
Yeah, I understand. I've had a lot of birthdays, and not all of them are great. And sometimes you spend a birthday in the hospital, and that kind of makes the situation feel a lot heavier than it otherwise would. Is there something specific about your birthday? I know some people don't have the best experiences on their birthday, or...
No, my birthday has always been good. Last year we went to a water park, but my birthday is on September 29th, so it was pretty late and it was cold, but we still had fun. But no, my birthday's good. Everything is good.
What was the plans for today,
weird. Today was kind of supposed to be sort of just hanging out at the house. They said I could skip school and then I could just watch movies with my brother and parents.
Is that what you wanted to do for your birthday?
Yeah.
Can I do an insight check?
Yes, you can.
All right. I'm rolling insanely well. That is a 27.
Jesus Christ. What level are you
I
guys
have
again?
I have
little
expertise,
9.
right? And I've been rolling like 16s.
That's insane. You can definitely tell that there is, like, is this a lie? Is she telling the truth? It's a little both. Yeah, there's definitely falsehoods in what she is saying, and there is some truth in it as well. And with, what was it again? 20 what?
27.
27, Jesus Christ. With a 27, I would say there is a part of her lying that feels subconscious, almost out of her control.
Almost like she believes that it's the truth.
Not the case, no. Like,
No. Oh, okay.
like it's not up to her. Like, yeah, it's as if something else is causing her to lie.
Interesting.
Yeah, you asked a question and something said, don't tell 100% of the truth. That's kind of what you're picking up. I'm trying to be as vague about it as possible.
Yeah, no, I get you. I'm picking it up.
While honoring a 27.
If you could do anything on your birthday today, Lucy, what would it have been?
Probably meet my friends.
You want to tell me about your friends?
Yeah, I guess they're kind of almost like sisters. And they're really important to me. And I was looking forward to maybe seeing them soon. Hopefully I still will.
Well, if we can get you right as rain, there's no reason why you can't spend some time with your friends on your birthday.
Awesome. Cool. That's good. Do you know how much longer I'm going to be here?
Maybe just like maybe like an hour or two, give and take. Well, we just have to kind of figure some stuff out. This is insane. I have telepathy in my languages. Would I be able to just kind of like press on her stomach, but like try to like listen to what she's thinking to see if there's another voice in there?
Oh, interesting. Yes, I will allow this. That's crazy.
I thought about trying to detect thoughts with that same idea.
Well, that's why, because I have detect thoughts, but mine is I have to consent and I jump into the. That's how we played with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm like, she didn't consent.
Like
I didn't want to jump into
palace.
her head.
Yeah, that you're sharing. Or like the cone of silence thing gets me. But anyway, what I will say really quickly, as you're about to do that, I will say, Dr. Thomas, what Lucy just answered to with what she would have loved to do today if it was totally up to her, kind of thing. And she said, I would love to hang out with my friends. They feel like sisters to me. All of that, true. There's still a little bit of like obfuscation going on, but like there weren't any falsehoods. And now, Dr. Grimshaw, as you begin to peer into Lucy's mind, as you perform the exam one more time, we're going to head out to the waiting room. As Sweetman, you go over and see the parents and their son, who seems to be like 16. And they're like almost just getting up. Like two of them, the mom and the son, are like leaning on each other in the waiting room in chairs against the wall. And the dad is like on his way to wake them up, essentially, with like one of those little cardboard things with coffees in it. which kind of is like a little ping to you to be like, okay, Lily opened the coffee bar. Like that part worked. She's doing good. And so it's just like a tiny note of like, all right, that went well. As you head over towards them, the dad sees you. He like looks back at his wife and son, and he kind of, you can see it in his face, a familiar look of like, I'll let them sleep, as he talks to you and says, oh, hello, are you a doctor? Have you seen my daughter Lucy? Or
guess you could call me a consultant. What I do around here, not
okay.
one of the doctors, but have a little bit of a specialized experiences myself, I suppose.
Okay.
So they're doing good, running a few more things, but I just thought I'd come out, have a chat with you and
Yeah.
wife and your boy, if you don't mind, just see if anything out of the ordinary, not even out of the ordinary. Sometimes there can just be things that seem innocuous that maybe seems even maybe just normal. Every day, kids do things all the time, weird things. My daughter,
right.
They
Of
haven't
course.
seen for a few years, just came back around. And there's things that we know about them that we just accept, but sometimes they do weird things. They're kids. And you never know when something like that could be linked to whatever it is that might be wrong or could have led to what's wrong. So, have you been
Right.
Been to any place new? Has she been hanging out with anybody new, trying anything new? Just any new hobbies, for example, or anything like that?
Yeah. I mean, I'll have to ask her mom about every single thing. I couldn't tell you everything that she's into, but what I will say is, and I know that every parent is going to say this, right? And I totally get how biased I'm going to sound saying this, but she's like a golden child. Like,
sure,
like good grades. She doesn't mess with the wrong crap. I mean, she's only 12 today, technically, but
look,
like,
I don't.
There is one thing though. There
Yeah,
is one thing, but it's not recent. Is the thing. So I don't know if it's connected, but well, we're not originally from Sphinx City. We moved here from up north, really pretty far up north, and so when
how
Lucy,
recently is recent?
We've been here for probably like 10 years.
Oh, all right.
But we're not originally from here, but over 10 years ago, this happened. And with Lucy must have been maybe like 6 months, maybe. And you see, the thing is, and he kind of takes a step closer and his voice gets a little quieter as he almost ashamedly says, well, Lucy was kidnapped by a hag.
Oh.
And then the craziest thing is that a week later, she just returned. She was just in a basket on our doorstep. And ever since,
no
things have been just about perfect. And as you take that information in, that Lucy has had a run-in with a hag far up north, we're going to head to break. And when we get back, we're going to try and solve this medical mystery, gang. Amazing. Okay, so we'll see you right after the break. Bye.
Has your dungeon master ever said no to your shenanigans during a game? Well, with Galliani and Hellstrom, they can't do that. If your DM denies your fever dream interpretation of the rules, then you're gonna want Galliani and Hellstrom in your corner. So just email us at soyouwannabeadm@gmail.com, or you can search for So You Wanna Be a Dungeon Master anywhere you find your podcasts. And remember, if you're not having fun playing D&D, something's, wrong.
The following commercial is produced by So You Wanna Be a DM to showcase Epidemic's sound. And today, we have our special host, Xander Fettuccini, to tell us more.
Whether you're a solo content creator or a global brand, licensing music has Well, never been easier. And gang, listen, all the music and sound effects you're hearing, that's Epidemic Sound, baby. And we're offering a 30-day free trial for all of you at home and for all of you in the audience to take on home with you. You'll have 30 days to dive deep into an ocean of music created by artists who have partnered with Epidemic Sound. But that's just the tip of the ocean, because there's also hundreds of thousands of sound effects to check out. So sign up today for your 30-day free trial with Epidemic Sound with the URL here, about here. And check it out. And it's easy to upgrade and downgrade and cancel. So 30-day trial. Check it out. Thank you. Thank you. I have DM dysfunction. I have DM dysfunction. I have DM dysfunction.
A recent study published by the Bardic College of Lore claims that 69% of dungeon masters suffer from DM dysfunction, or DMD. This condition has more facets than your favorite polyhedral. Some have reported burnout, writer's block, issues with balance, or inter-party problems. At So You Want to Be a DM, it's our mission to not only fight the monster-like symptoms of DM dysfunction, but to treat the very cause of it. To do this, we implement auditory technology in the form of the podcast So You Want to Be a Dungeon Master. By listening to the tips and tricks provided by Justin and Taylor, DM dysfunction can become a thing of the past.
I've been a listener of the podcast for over 4 months now, and I don't have to worry about DM dysfunction anymore. And I just DM'd my first homebrew world, and I didn't have to worry about DM dysfunction.
With all the So You Want to Be a Dungeon Master content that I consume, I'll never have to worry about DM dysfunction ever again.
And neither will you. Check out So You Want to Be a Dungeon Master.
You can talk to your doctor today, or you can find So You Want to Be a Dungeon Master anywhere you find podcasts. Listening to too many episodes in a row can cause excessive imagination, lucid dreaming, lactose intolerance, and character death. Sorry, not death, character depth.
And remember, you don't want DMD, you want D&D. Gang, we're back, and the gang's all here. Last we left off, we were examining Lucy, who seems to have some mysterious symptoms, some interesting things going on internally. Not a lot of answers, lots of questions. But Sweetman did discover by talking to Lucy's dad that she was actually taken by a hag as a baby. And then somehow, some way, she returned to their doorstep in a basket. But we pick up with Dr. Grimshaw, who is attempting an incredible magical and medical feat here by incorporating telepathy with a pelvic exam of some sort, or rather an abdomen exam, as you are pressing down on the same spot as before, paying extra close attention to what you hear in Lucy's mind. Can I have Dr. Grimshaw make a, let's say, a wisdom saving throw?
Don't like that.
Oh, hell yeah, buddy. I got a +7, so it's okay. Maybe. Sure is. That's a 27.
Hell yeah.
Amazing. You guys are rolling incredibly. Okay. You first and foremost hear Lucy's voice internally in her own mind as she is beginning to lash out a little bit in pain. You hear the discomfort and pain receptors activating through her thoughts, and then you hear a different voice. The strange thing is that it sounds similar to Lucy's, but altered. And it is kind of echoing what Lucy is feeling and saying, like a half second out of step.
Hey, Lucy. If you wouldn't mind, can you tell me? I know this is a weird question. If you could have anything on your birthday cake, like any birthday cake in the world, what would it be? I'm just gotta press. I'm sorry.
I guess like strawberries.
Strawberries are good. Okay. Anything else? Any frosting?
Chocolate frosting.
Oh, that's so good. Okay. And then like all of this echoes in sync. She says it.
Less so, I think. What I would say is with your telepathy, because your telepathy is like an innate ability that you have to speak to people, but it isn't the same as detect thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that you can getting like the pain stuff was a little different because that's as surface level as it gets. I know detect thoughts makes that distinction, but like pain is even different than like a surface level thought. It's like even more surface level. So you're able to kind of get some of those things, but trying to get her exact inner thoughts without a spell,
Mm-hmm.
you're coming up a little short.
Okay.
But you know that Dr. Thomas at least has that ability, but I don't know if you've ever seen, or you probably know that Dr. Thomas isn't the type to necessarily just like read someone's thoughts without asking them.
I always ask for consent. Yeah, I for ethical reasons, I refuse to do it without consent.
See, that's the sucky part, because like to Louis is so unethical that it's kind of just like I don't want to piss them off. I don't want to make them mad. And because it's a kid, I think Louis has like a very sensitive like constitution when it comes to prying into a child's thoughts. On an adult, she couldn't care less, honestly. But like with a kid, it's kind of just like they keep so much stuff like inside internally that it's kind of just like I don't want to, unless they talk to me about it, or unless I can open it up, that is none of my business until they can. But I think what she's going to do, just so that like he can be like a little bit comfortable, a little bit more comfortable, especially with the anesthesia, she's gonna just cast like healing word at this at 4th level.
Also, keep in mind, because of the barrier brothling, she is getting 1d8 temporary hit points per turn when applicable.
She doesn't look like she's lacking hit points, I'll say. But as you're trying to figure out your next steps, we go back to the waiting room as we see Raph talking to Lucy's dad. And Lucy's dad has just told you about the whole hag incident when she was a baby.
I think his first question would be the date that she was taken and returned, like to the day. How long ago was that?
Oh, well, she was 6 months old at the time that she was taken. She was only gone for a week. We were going crazy. We were absolutely frantic. We were ripping apart the town. Search parties involved. Everyone was on alert. No luck. But then out of nowhere, just when we were starting to have some of our hope wane, she was just, one morning I woke up to go look for her again. I opened the door and there's a woven, like a wicker basket with a blanket and everything. Like she was taken care of. And she was just there and she was sleeping.
Yeah, all right. Well, 11 and a half months isn't really much of a, so sometimes there's certain magics have like, anniversary things. Knew this halfling who got stabbed with dark magic, and every year on the day, for example, would get a little irritated. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give that information to the doctor, right? But if there's anything else you can think of, or anything else, if you want to talk to the, your son, your wife, anything else recent,
I'll talk to them. The only other thing I can think of, I mean,
keep in mind
so
too,
she's turning 12 today. In a more technical sense, she doesn't turn 12. If you're going hour by hour, no one really does that, obviously, culturally speaking. But like technically, she doesn't turn 12 until in like an hour or two.
All right. And also just something else to keep in mind. It's not necessarily just things that are out of character, right? Maybe she picks up a new hobby. Sometimes kids, start doing something new, and then maybe, they have like a magical, reaction or allergen to something that they were exposed to. So it doesn't have to be like, oh, she's doing bad things necessarily.
Right.
If her and her brother go hang out at weird places or like to explore things like that, and they've been to someplace new. But this part here, I'll hag stuff. Am I right?
Yeah. You're telling me. But I'll talk to my wife and my son and see if we're missing anything. And
Now this hag also was never, they were ever found, caught, know who it was, anything like that?
I don't think so.
Right, we're up north.
We left pretty soon after that is when we came to Sphinx City. The whole situation freaked us out so much we didn't feel safe in that town anymore, and that's when we moved.
What was the name of the town?
Here, Nevaska.
Of course. Yes, a real dry cold up there, I hear.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Mr. Lucy's dad, and he'll head back in.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Sweetman, you join the others. Yeah.
Dr. Thomas, do you think that in Raph and Erica's time chatting that you ever would have mentioned anything related, sort of haggy aspects of your past?
Probably not. Like, I feel like most people wouldn't know the past that I've lived.
Fair enough.
Like, even the people that I'm closest with probably wouldn't know.
Yep. So yeah, he comes back in and kind of comes up to the two of you and kind of brings you away from her a little bit and goes, all right, so I talked to the father and got at least a pretty big clue. Doesn't necessarily, jive with the whole, Doc Skeeter not be able to see, magic from detect magic and stuff. But when she was younger, six months old, said they used to live up north in Nevaska, and said that Lucy was taken by a hag when she was 6 months old, and then returned like 2 weeks later, fit as a fiddle, wicker basket, blanket, all that sort of thing. I know that sometimes, that dark magic can operate on like, anniversary type deals. So 12 and a half months seems a little weird, but it could also have something to do with her turning 12, just technically tonight that it happens.
You see, Dr. Thomas goes, pale as a sheet.
What's wrong?
Taken for a week.
A couple weeks, he said.
Justin, do I need to make a check?
Just for fun, make a history check to see how much you know.
Cool.
Just for fun.
Or Arcana, I suppose, if you're better at that.
I'm better at history, but that's fine. I rolled well. I rolled a dirty 20.
Okay. What you know about hags is that
I saw one eat a kid. I'm just saying, do I know what I actually know IRL?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. So you know that there's this interesting piece of hag lore that is still, even for you, somebody who, unbeknownst to your friends, seasoned adventurer or former adventurer in some ways, is still like a mysterious piece of lore that isn't like 100% confirmed, kind of in the way that like today modern biologists are like, we're not really sure how eels reproduce. It's kind of like that, where you're like, there are theories, one of the most popular theories that there's at least the most credence to is that one of the ways hags reproduce and create more hags is that they will kidnap a child and they will it's essentially like put something dormant in that child and then return them.
Don't like
And
that.
then as soon as their 13th year begins, they transform into the hag, fully grown, fully matured. They are full hag. And the wording is something that I think Dr. Thomas, being a head of psychiatry and somebody who is good with words, I think would notice the way that it's phrased. The start
Turning 12 is
of
the
their
start of the
13th
13th year.
is when
Yep.
they turn 12, right? Because
Yeah.
in most cultures, when you're born, you're 0, but that's your first
Mhm.
year of life. So then when you turn 1, that's your second year of life.
Start of your second year of life, yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you know that this is, in some regards, a ticking time bomb.
Could have gone my whole life without knowing that one, Justin. Thanks.
It's an interesting piece of hag lore I learned in Volos.
Molo's a weird dude.
He certainly is.
All right, so there's a pretty big issue here. I don't think I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen this happen, and I don't know what we're meant to do. Long story short, I'm not entirely. Look, you can never be 100% certain. I believe this little girl, when she was taken by the hag, was incubated into becoming a hag, and that process is starting now. We might have very little time to stop this, if it can be stopped.
This is magic then?
Well, yes, but it's not as simple as just like casting a spell. This is old magics. This is. I mean, we all know that I'm very old, and when I say old, I mean like old.
All right, well, I'm still going to give it the old college try. He's going to go over to Lucy and just cast a spell magic on her.
Incredible.
Fourth level.
You walk over, 4th level, dispel magic. And what you see is, as you cast that spell onto Lucy, how far away from her are you?
I go right up to her and like hand right on the head, expel that hag from this girl, or not like that. But basically go up and just be like, "Hey, Lucy, I'm you try a little something, or
Mr.
you try
Sweetman,
something here really
Yeah.
quickly." So here's the
what
cupcake,
I am-
and I give her that cupcake, and then I assume it's
What
if
I'm-
it's any sort of spell effect, it's higher than 4th level.
It would be, but
Yeah. Mhm.
so what happens is, as you get close to her and you cast this powerful spell on her, lightning fast, I just rolled a nat 20. She almost reflexively reaches out and grabs your wrist with such strength, Sweetman, that you take 7 points of just, I guess, bludgeoning damage. I don't know. She's just squeezing your wrist that hard that it
Grabbing
does that damage.
Yeah.
She like notices as soon as it happens, totally instinctually, and then she lets go and she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know what you were doing. You scared me."
That's all right. That's right. That's not your fault. And then I look like kind of like at her, but not at her. We see you now.
You say that?
Yeah.
Amazing. She looks at you a little bit and is like a little confused by that. She doesn't. It's hard to tell if Lucy is even a little conscious
Sure.
about what is happening or
Yeah.
anything.
I think Raph's assuming that the hag that did this can sense or maybe see in somehow. Whether that's true or not, who knows? But I think that this has become, especially with his daughter showing back up, has become like a lot more personal for him that this little girl is being threatened in this way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I assume you guys, we would have all shared like all the information, like you mentioned, like the double talking, echoey things and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
So I have a few ideas. The first one would be if there's someone else, maybe. It feels weird. It feels so gross. You're saying it inside of her. Would they be affected by the zone of truth? Or is there a way that we could try and trace where maybe where the magic's coming from? I mean, I make food for a living. You know, that's where all my magic goes into, is the taste.
Yeah.
So if you need some inspiration, I can go, throw something in the oven for you.
So my first thought is, you said that the family said they're from up
Nebraska.
north.
Yeah.
Nebraska, correct, yes. So in theory, again, hags can move. Typically they don't unless there is a reason to. So at the moment, my suspicion is the hag is probably still there, which means that that's where the source of magic is coming from. That's inaccessible. I have an idea, but I don't know if it's a good idea. Based on your work, Dr. Grimshaw, which very well done, by the way. There is this thought that maybe there is two parts of this girl's psyche at war. Perhaps there is the part of the girl's psyche that is being transformed into the hag, and the part of the girl who is just Lucy, the girl. And again, this is purely theoretical. This is definitely not how you typically deal with the hag, but obviously this is a very different situation. Perhaps there's a world to do a mental surgery, separate the two parts.
You think that'll stop the transformation?
I think it's the only idea I have.
Right.
Perhaps we could consult with someone if anyone thinks that there's someone worth consulting. That's my best idea.
I also have an idea, but it's not it's not something I'd like to rely on. I know certain spells require very specific. This is probably one of the reasons why I flunked out of mid school. Very specific things. Wizards targeting the way that it has to be like beasts or creatures or humanoids or whatever. And as far as I'm aware, hags don't normally go about making more hags by performing these rituals or these magics on, say, like a sheep, for example. Right? It's got to be a human. I don't have access to it, but what if we were to like polymorph Lucy just before she begins her 13th year? She's no longer a human. Would the magic still work as intended?
Unsure. I do have access to that magic.
Same. Also unsure, by the way. Yep.
If you guys want, everyone can make Arcana checks.
Remember, you have a +4 bonus. You also have a +4 bonus from my treat.
No joke, nat 20.
Insane. These weighted dice, dragons.
It's
kidding.
this one die.
I'm
It has
kidding.
not rolled below a 16. It's insane.
Well, that's a big ol' 10 for me.
Incredible. Okay.
I got a 30.
I think as they're actually putting theory and like experience and practice to work, I think Raph is so distracted right now with the idea of like if this were to happen to Lily, how his go-to would be like, all right, obviously we're gonna find a wizard that can take us to Nebraska and we're gonna track this hag down and we're gonna deal with it adventuring party way.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. I think Raph with the 10, there's a part of you that's like, guys, the sheep idea is definitely gonna work. Like, we just have to
Specifically
time
a
it.
sheep.
Guys, it's just the time. The dad said an hour or 2 hours, so like, let's just hold the spell for as long as possible and then cast it. Surely that'll work. But Dr. Thomas, Dr. Grimshaw, if a 4th level dispel magic didn't work, neither will this. However, the idea of separating this would-be hag from Lucy internally, whether that's mentally or spiritually or magically or however that works, that is your best bet at this point of stopping the transformation. 99 out of 100, this transformation is going to happen. It's an irreversible process. However, it's possible that you guys could be the first to essentially halt a hag transformation before it happens in the nick of time, as Raph has already shared with you that her birth is like an hour or two, so you have limited time. You are under the knife. And if you burned a 4th level spell slot and cast I'm super modifying how the spell works, but the way that you have flavored detect thoughts in the past has been to almost teleport you and the patient into this like liminal space. And so with the 4th level, in this moment,
could I take
given
people in
the
with
dire,
me?
you can take Sweetman and Grimshaw with you.
I was fully gonna ask this, by the way. This was an idea that I was stewing on. I was like, in theory, this is some BS. In theory, could I take people in with me if I like upcast my detect thoughts with how we flavored it?
Yeah.
And I think I definitely will run this idea. I'm like, look, I've never done this before. This will be a lot of firsts. With the way that my mental magic works, I'm able to jump into someone's headspace. I think in theory, if I'm able to juice that up enough, I might be able to take the 2 of you in with me, where we can potentially do this mental surgery, where we can separate the aspect of the hag from Lucy and maybe prevent the transformation before it happens.
You know what? Now that I'm also of more of like, as far as experience goes, like a 10 out of 20. I remember a story that my grandmama used to tell me about something that I need to run home just really, really quick and get an old recipe book. All right, I'll be like 20 minutes maybe, and then I think I got something that might be able to help us with it.
I don't know. We have 20 minutes.
I think we have based on when he said she was born, we have like 2 hours.
He said an hour
minutes
to
isn't
2
gonna
hours.
hurt.
An hour to 2 hours. All right, I'll make it 10 minutes.
Amazing. Sweetman, how are you getting home? Is it public transportation? Are you sprinting? Are you flying? How are you getting home very quickly?
He's gonna go and grab the whipped wisp from Lucy again and kind of explain.
Okay. You see her behind the line. She's like
situation to her, yeah.
She's commanding. You're seeing like a freaking war general. Just like, all right, 2 more over there. Come on. All right, what are you doing? We need 3 orders of this. Get the hell up. I mean, the heck going. And she's just, as she sees you, she's like, oh, shoot.
No, you know what? It's kitchen language, we call it. Just don't tell your mom. It'll be fine, I promise. You're a natural at this, though. I'm very, very proud of you. Look, I gotta run home really quickly to grab something that I'm doing to help with the doctors. So it shouldn't be gone too long. But if you need anything, you just let who's our I think her name, the character's name is Laverne, the like head nurse from Scrubs. Who's our
head nurse? Nikki Nightshift.
Yeah. I let her know. I go, hey, you look for Nikki Nightshift if you need anything at all, and you just tell her who you are, who I am, and she's got you. All right.
Oh yeah. Large Goliath woman, can't miss her.
Yep. And then I give her a hug that's a little bit too tight and a kiss on the forehead, and then I don't remember if we talked about this in session 0 as far as homebrew rules go. How do you feel about the I know a guy rule?
I feel
If
pretty
I
good
kn-
about it.
Yeah. Okay. So like,
Depending on what it is.
I think Sweetman knows this wizard who can do like a quick, teleport me home and then like bring me back kind of thing, and then I owe him a favor. And maybe he's a little shady, so then that's something you as the DM have for like future sessions if you need
Absolutely,
something.
yeah. I know exactly who this wizard is too. So you pull out your cell phone, and you're like, "Ugh, I can't believe I'm going to do this, but this is the necessary time,
Yep.
And you ring up Jasper, an ancient man, the most wizardy looking wizard in the universe. Now, keep in mind, we are in a modern setting where people wear denim jeans and like fur coat, fur coats actually go pretty far back. Never mind.
Dr. Thomas
that
probably
reference
knows
is not
this
good.
guy, and I just don't realize they're connected in that way. He's so old.
Jasper
Rival adventuring party. Back in the
arrives
day.
in wizard's robes, like dark purple. There's like embroidered stars in a golden threads across them. He has a large floppy pointed wizard's hat, like Sorcerer's Apprentice, white crazy hair, a long beard, and as soon as you call him, he picks up pretty quickly and goes,
Yes, this is Jasper.
Hey, Jasper, it's Sweetman, Raph Sweetman. I gotta call in a favor for you. I need to get from St.Iyengar's to home and then back again in like as quick as I can.
Okay. All right, I'll be right there. Remind me again, you're in Sphinx City, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, St.Iyengar's, the hospital.
Oh, yes. All right, perfect. And what year is it?
2025?
Okay, good. You're sure? You said that sounded almost like a question.
Pretty sure.
Okay, good. All right, I'll be there. Lickety split.
All right, thank you.
you see,
Yeah. That was pretty lickety. Mm-hmm.
A door instantly is created, like an archway of old stones that look like from ancient Ireland kind of vibes just appear as they build themselves. Old rickety door that would be found in a classic D&D dungeon, with like a circle knocker in the middle of it. As that opens, you see this crazy old wizard man step out.
Oh, hello there. Sorry, close that door.
Does this look like the kind of guy who would do research on beholder butts?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
I've researched everything. You can read it in Jasper's journal, entry 317. But I can't talk about buttholes today, my friend.
Yeah.
Today's about
time's
business.
definitely
You
of the
said I
essence.
need to get you somewhere?
Yep. I need you to get me home to my apartment. Gives him the address, and then back here, quick as we can go.
All right, fantastic. Hop on. That's a figure of speech. We're just going to open the door.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. Yep. Okay.
He just casts the
through.
spell again. As you step through the door, for that split second that you're in the like liminal space between teleportation kind of thing, you are seeing another universe. It is crazy in here. It is just rainbow lights flashing past you, different gleams of sound and strange, what almost look like asteroids just like floating about as you're in this like rainbow aurora borealis and you're whipping through it. You're only there for like a fraction of a second, but what you do notice even in that time is a series of lots of doors that look similar to the door that Jasper opens when he teleports. And you see, actually make a perception check, because this is a dumb detail that isn't like story important, but it's just a funny detail about Jasper.
Ooh, 18 plus. Where are my things and stuff? You said percept. Oh, that's like a 12. 30.
Amazing. You see that some of the doorways on that main stone right at the top, I forget what that's called, but like the main stone that keeps the whole thing together, kind of.
Keystone.
keystone, is years written down.
Oh. So like how the Stargate has those symbols, but for him it's like different years.
Yeah. You
Cool. Cool.
When you met Jasper, it was at a crazy point in your life when you were a little bit younger. You had just dropped out of med school. Things weren't looking great, and you were a little bit. There was like a really quick moment after that where you got a little reckless and you're a little maybe self-destructive. And that's where you meet Jasper. You meet Jasper in a bar playing darts by himself, still dressed exactly as he did today, dressed as a straight up wizard. And there's like, as you're seeing the years and you're like, what the hell? As you step through the door and you're in your apartment, you have a quick flash where you remember a drunk Jasper being like, so listen, I'm actually all powerful. It's not a big deal, but you can't call on me all the time. Otherwise, I'm going to make you do weird things, okay? Anyway, here's my number. And it's been however many years since then, and today you used his number.
4 years. That's been very long. So it's the first time. So no, I don't have to worry about weird things just yet, is what you're telling me.
Not yet.
All right. So then with that, he goes and grabs a really old, like made from scratch, like notebook type deal, and kind of like blows the dust off and wipes it and goes, all right, I think now is the time. And it says Sweetman's Family Magical Secrets.
Incredible.
Magical secrets. And then we'll get him to take me back.
Awesome. He creates the doorway again. You step through. Dr. Grimshaw and Dr. Thomas, what are the two of you doing in the meantime? If any.
I'm going back to speak to Lucy, and I'm gonna be like, all right, so I have some good news. We have a good idea of what might be happening and a potential treatment plan. It will need your consent, however, because we will need to jump into your headspace in order to potentially deal with what is ailing you. But if all goes to plan, you'll be out of here in about an hour or two. Enjoy the rest of your birthday, and we'll be feeling just fine.
Okay. Did you say my mind space?
Mm-hmm.
Can I have you make a persuasion check?
I am a eloquence bard. I cannot roll below like a 20-something. Yeah, it's like 29.
The DC was 30. No, I'm just kidding. So you see her kind of like, her eyes are kind of darting around a little bit. Not like darting around like this, but almost like you notice that her pupils are kind of like this, like just like almost vibration. And you can see her like starting a sentence and then stopping and then starting a sentence. The verbal equivalent of when you're texting and it's like ellipses and then they go away and then ellipses and then they go away. It's kind of like that. But your persuasion seems to overcome whatever's holding her back from giving the consent, and she does say, "Okay, that sounds fine if it'll help."
It will.
Okay.
And again, as long as everything goes exactly according to plan, you'll be out of here very soon.
Okay. Do I need to do anything?
Not out here. But
Okay.
cooperate as best as you can once we jump into your headspace.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, you know what would be really helpful? Why don't we, and I like pull out, I've always got like a notepad on me, and like I hand her a notepad and a pen, and I'm like, why don't you write down some of the things that you really love, some of the things that makes you feel relaxed, anything that comes to mind that you enjoy, or like anything that brings you joy in any way.
Okay. I rolled one just flat because I don't have specific Lucy stats, but I rolled 1 for the hag and 1 for Lucy. And so as she takes the notepad from you, she begins thinking. You see her like look up every once in a while and she jots some things down. Just as she's finished filling it out is when Raph returns. As right there in the emergency room, the two of you are a little surprised as you immediately hear the sound of rapid bricklaying as a archway is constructed and a rusty old knob opens and creaks open. And you see the wizardiest, most wizard ever step out. Ooh, hello there. Anyway, here you go.
Jasper,
Sweetman walks out.
get out of here, Jasper.
Oh,
you know
I
you're not
love
welcome here.
you. Consensually.
All right, Dr. Thomas, I'll see you again for our Thursday session.
Steps through the door.
All right.
Uh,
I guess that's kind of now.
yeah, Raph's gonna do two things as he appears. He takes out a few ingredients from the little sort of almost it looks like it could be like a medicine pack that he carries around, but it's kind of a cross between sort of that and what you would expect, like, you know, door dashers to use to keep, like, you know, food like fresh or like cold or hot or whatever. Takes a few things, like mixes himself up. It looks to be a shake of some sort. Just keep it on hand with some there's some silver and iron powder that he sprinkles inside. And when it come up, he goes, "All right, whenever you're ready, good to go. Got Grandmama's book of magical secret recipes and something here that's gonna help us out."
Incredible. Anything else that anyone else is doing to prepare before jumping in?
I do want to look at the list that's written now, and I do look at it with the assumption some of it is from Lucy and some of it's from the hag. And
it does look mostly like Lucy.
Okay, I do want to mentally note anything that feels off on it. Like, there's obviously things like that a little girl would be like, "Oh, I really like ice cream," or like whatever, and like stuff like that. That's probably fine. But anything that like rings like alarm bells of like this might be the hag, I'm gonna put that in the back of my mind when we enter the like mindscape in terms of how that's
absolutely
and everything.
Yeah, you do see one or two. You know that a common trait of most hags. I will say that in most of my homebrew worlds, I always leave room for nuance with how I describe hags, because I fucking love hags as a monster in D&D. But most hags love gross things that traditionally we would consider gross, right? Like a hag would consider it a great compliment if you were to call them ugly. Like, they're like, hell yeah, I did it. You know what I mean? They love that shit. But so there is like 2 items on the list that are just like so obviously hag stuff. One of them is just, it mentions carrion. And the other one mentions roadkill.
Normal things for 12-year-old girl to be interested in, for sure.
Yeah. Whereas the rest are like ice cream, cinnamon,
unicorns.
Yeah.
I think the last thing that Raph does before we go in, just because I think it'll probably help these two at the very least, he'll put a bardic inspiration on both of them to summon peppery pests, which looks like a bird just made out of like red peppers and green peppers and like bell peppers, just like the whole thing's a bird created out of peppers. And so long as this is flapping around and squawking near you, you get a +1 to your spell save DC. And you can eat it for a 1d10 now, bardic inspiration.
Yeah, 1d10 now.
But it also goes away if you eat it for the inspiration.
Incredible.
All right.
Keep that in mind.
I think that Grimshaw was just like email the mortician and just be like, "Hi, be right back. Going into a little girl's mind. LOL, I'll tell you about it later. Bye."
Amazing. You send a quick but alarming email with not a ton of detail, but the promise of sharing later. We love that. Okay, incredible. I can't wait to explore that. As Dr. Thomas prepares this spell, the three of you stand around Lucy's bed. Lucy looks a little nervous, but feels assured by these three adults who have been nothing but kind to her. And you cast this advanced version of Detect Thought that we are inventing on the spot, where you are essentially jumping into her mindscape with passengers along. It is important to know that with this particular form of Detect Thoughts that we are inventing here today, if for some reason you were to die in this mindscape, you would die in real life.
The person who cast it, everybody else would be fine.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Thank you,
no.
Robbie.
I'm trying.
That's really
rules
funny.
lawyer something that isn't like a
We're three
raw?
healers. We should be fine. We've got enough healing magic between
It's
all
oops
of
all
us.
healers, right? So,
Yeah.
as you guys enter into Lucy's mind, sort of a blue skidoo moment as your bodies twist and warp until you kind of enter into where her like mind's eye would be, and enter into Lucy's consciousness, and more importantly, her subconsciousness. As you travel deeper and deeper, passing by surface level thoughts until you finally get to the core. And you find yourself in a wintry forest. Snow on the ground. You can see your breath in the air. It feels like 0 degrees here. Not 0 Kelvin, but 0 degrees nonetheless. And there are trees around you. They're thin, but there's lots of them. But it's plain to see, standing in front of you about 30 feet, you see 2 figures. You see standing at about 5'8", a horrific looking hag with white stringy hair coming down in patches, a disheveled looking robe with a hood that she wears up, these blaring red eyes that totally contrast her like ice blue skin. You see her fingers have like 3 extra digits and knuckles, as they're just incredibly long with these dagger-like nails. And she has a staff in one hand, and her other hand rests on the shoulder of Lucy. And with that, I would love for everyone to roll for initiative. Unfortunately, the hag goes first with a 21. As she, in a swift motion, noticing that you're here, as if she was waiting for you, like she has been privy to most of your conversations that were at least close to, the closer you were to Lucy, the better she could hear. And so she recognizes all of you as she's been looking through Lucy's eyes, waiting for her moment to seize full power. And now that the moment has come, you notice that she quickly pushes Lucy behind her, as if not to catch her in whatever she's about to do, as if that might be important to her. And she raises her staff up, and she immediately is going to cast Cone of Cold. And so, I need everybody to make Constitution saving throws.
Someone want to ask Robbie why he didn't take Counterspell as a level 10 bard?
I was considering taking it as well. I'm like, oh, surely it wouldn't come up that often, and I didn't end up taking it. I rolled a 15, by the way.
15. Roger,
Oh,
Roger.
I just want to see what I
I have very
You
little
no
combat
reactions, Robbie?
capabilities.
You're so dumb. You said con.
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh boy. All right, there's a big +1 to this.
I got a 14.
I'm gonna use lucky on that too,
Okay.
and it's a 9 instead.
Okay. She holds her staff forward as she says,
You will not take this girl from me. I have just a little bit more time to cook.
and she holds the staff forward, blasts this cone of cold as ice shards fire forward and start hitting your guys' bodies, even those who saved. The DC was a 14. So that's Grimshaw and Thomas making the saves. Unfortunately, Raph coming up a little short. So for full damage, it is 38 ice, or rather cold damage. And for the others, that would be 19.
So Raph is I had mentioned, earlier, he gives off very like just dad energy, right? So he can give on a pretty good air of confidence. Like if you need something like repaired around the house, like no problem. But when it comes to actually, playing ball with the kids or something, 5 minutes in, he's winded. So with 15 out of 60 HP left, it's not looking great after taking this cone of cold. But there's a little girl in trouble, so he still keeps on, puts on a brave face.
Incredible. She's only about 30 feet away from you all as she does this. Lucy is now just 5 feet behind her. So heads up for any AoE things that you would blast off. But she stays there, and that's the end of her turn as we go to Raph.
So I think Raph, chilled to the bone, pale. There's bits of like ice and frostbite stuck to like his hair and like his beard and stuff like that. And I think he just walks forward a few steps, like 5-10 feet, and says, despite that, as medical professionals, we take oaths to not do harm to creatures, and that includes you, Miss Hag. We just want what's best for Lucy here. So I want to give you a chance to do the right thing. You've been found out. Doesn't have to go bad for anybody here. So let's just see if we can come to an agreement before anything happens that anybody might regret.
You want to make a deal with me?
I do.
I wouldn't advise that.
No.
All right. I'll take 3
safety.
more babies, and I'll create 3 more hags, and then you can
Look,
have this baby.
You're not even trying. You're not. You won't even engage in good. You know what? Misty step behind her, and then is going to reach out and grab her shoulder. Not that he needs to touch her or anything, but I think he kind of pushes Lucy away and touches her, as he uses one of Grandmama's special secret magical recipes, which is downing that shake that he made to cast dispel evil and good. So I think that probably the way that it sort of manifests on him is that there are like little little gingerbread like angels and like devils and like fairies and stuff. They're just kind of like flitting and flying about him, and when he uses it on his next turn, if he survives that long, we'll see how it manifests then. So bonus action was the Misty Step, and then the dispel evil and good on her as he tries to put himself between her and Lucy.
Okay. Incredible. After Raph is Dr. Grimshaw.
How do I follow up with that? What do I? Okay.
Protect the child, that is the priority.
God. Hmm.
If you look at Dr. Thomas when I say that, you can see like there are times I give a lot of leeway in terms of like oh, like maybe we should consider this, maybe like we like think through the way we do things. There is none of that here. It is literally like any means necessary. You can see like there is like almost like a simmering anger like underneath the surface.
I think Louie would probably use pins and needles and then direct it onto the hag's stomach to just like let her feel the pain that like Lucy is also feeling.
Amazing.
He needs to roll a Constitution save.
A 9.
Oh, she doesn't do it, so let me roll my damage. Hold on. So in well, we'll roll. That is an 8. That is also an 8. By golly, that's a 7.
Whoa.
Plus 3.
That's pretty good. She already looks pretty badly hurt. She's
like
not
as bad
quite
as Raph hurt.
No, not as bad as
Oh,
Raph hurt,
Okay.
but still pretty bad. I think it wouldn't be lost on any of you that this like isn't, in a very technical sense, like isn't a fully grown hag, right? Like technically the full transformation hasn't taken place, so she's strong.
Okay,
That was a
I
full
see.
cone of cold 5th level spell.
So
What I'm
this-
saying
is the
RP
hag
wise
that-
is that she doesn't have as many hit points as a normal hag of this level. So that one hit, 28 hit points, she's not yet bloodied, but is like close. And it's like one hit, she's like, fuck.
And this like shuts down like a small piece of her nervous system. So it would be like a small piece of her stomach is like shutting down as she's like taking the hit.
Oh shit, incredible. Incredible.
So
You do
just
see the
clarify.
stomach seems to be a point of inflect, like the equivalent, the only thing I can think of to refer to, it's like the equivalent of like a chakra point, like a lot of a nexus of nerves or some kind of thing. You do remember that being the one point on Lucy that had the most stimulus.
Mhm.
And so maybe there's something there. As we head over to Dr. Thomas, who is in full game mode.
I had some BSery, and if it's not allowed, that's fine. Rules as written, polymorph is to transform something into a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Hypothetically, could I transform into something that's not a beast?
It depends on what it is.
I want to turn into a unicorn.
I think. So, yes, I'm fine with this for the sake of this specific scene. And in the future, I reserve the right to say no in the future, but right now
Completely
I'm
valid.
saying yes.
I just feel like it's a little girl, and if she sees a
She loves
unicorn,
unicorns.
she's gonna be like, that's a cool ass unicorn. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
like polymorph into a unicorn, and then I'm gonna
Okay.
use the unicorn telepathy, and I'm gonna be like, wouldn't it be a great birthday present to ride a unicorn on your birthday? And I'm gonna run up and like invite her to mount me as the unicorn.
Amazing. As you go over to where the hag is, Lucy is now maybe like 10 feet behind, because Raph made it a point of mentioning on his turn that he also kind of like pushed Lucy even further back. She's probably like 10 feet behind the hag now. So it's easy enough for you to just, I mean, they have a ton of speed. You rush over,
50
your
feet,
hair
yeah.
spinning in the wind, flying in the wind, as you majestically ride forward and telepathically speak to Lucy. And you see a big smile come across Lucy's face as she tries to jump onto. Do you kneel at all?
Yeah, like in any way that a horse could make it easy for a little girl to like.
Could I
climb
use
on,
my reaction to help boost her up?
If you want
give
to.
her uppies?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I'm able to use it for.
I think
Not yet, no.
A boost of opportunity, if you will.
Yeah, that's fine. Either way, you boost her up and she jumps. She's on your back.
and I'm like gonna definitely do the thing where like, even though she's on my back, I'm gonna be facing the hag. So if the hag tries to do anything, I'm taking the brunt of it and not the girl. And I'm gonna kind of like, even though we are in her mental space, I am using telepathy, but I think I'm like trying to like in this moment anchor her to who she is as Lucy and less so to who she is as a hag. So I'm like kind of putting those images of some of the things that she wrote down on the list into her head while she's writing a unicorn.
Okay, awesome. Amazing. Okay, so that was action, polymorph. I mean,
Movement.
Movement, and
bonus
then getting
action,
Lucy
I'll-
is kind of like a object interaction, sort of. Not that she's an object.
Bonus
but, you
action,
know.
I'll give a bardic to Raph. Why not?
What level bardic is that?
D10 as well.
Amazing.
Oh,
Awesome.
Right, yeah, you can reach eloquence bardic.
Incredible. As we head to the hag again. As she looks at this unicorn, as Lucy gets on the back of the unicorn, and the hag shrieks out in anger and just is like screams and just, no! You will not take her. I'm not done yet. And she is going to, there's like 2 targets within range. Oh, you're lucky she can't upcast because she has innate spellcasting. Gee dang it. And so what she will do instead is she will just make 2 claw attacks, essentially. So she is going to claw at the unicorn, and she is going to claw at Raph, who is still pretty close.
Yeah, please don't.
2 little claws. Raph, that is a 15 to hit the unicorn.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. And then misses. That's a 7 to hit Raph.
With my 10 armor class, yes, thank you. Oh, I don't know how much damage she
Crazy.
does. I don't want to risk that it's at least 15.
It could be. It depends on how I roll. I could hit 15. I could also hit drastically under 15, as we're about to probably find out. I notoriously, whether as a player or DM, roll terrible on damage. Yep. That's wild. 14, 15, 16 points of damage to the unicorn. And I will need a concentration check from Dr. Thomas. The DC is just a 10 for that constitution saving throw.
Okay. Beat it. I rolled
Amazing.
13.
Okay, awesome. That
So
is
the
all the
unicorn
hag.
form takes the 16, right?
Correct.
Cool.
Yeah, you have like a nice buffer right now.
Yeah.
So then it goes to Raph. Raph, that is your turn with Grimshaw on deck.
All right. So we're gonna use our magic action after she just said, "I'm not done." He goes, "You're done," and we'll reach out and use dismissal. She has to make a charisma saving throw, DC 16, or be sent back to the Feywild. I don't know how that works within this mind
know.
palace, but
Yeah, we're making up a lot.
Yeah.
We're playing fast and
Yep,
loose with
yep.
lore about how this whole thing works. Charisma save, as you can imagine, they're decent at charisma, being hags, making deals, those kind of things. So we're looking at a +3 to this saving throw. But I rolled a 9, so that's a 12.
So I think as he says that, all those little like gingerbread creatures that he mentioned just kind of start
Mhm.
flocking around her, and in the way that I guess bees like suffocate other insects by like just like hanging up on them and stuff.
Yeah,
Not like that, but instead they somehow send her to her home realm.
amazing. You
Or
see
wherever you
all
want her
of
to
these
go.
gingerbread little creatures, imps and angels and little sprites and fairies, all circling around until they just start covering her entire body as you hear the shrieking of the hag from underneath, muffled by all the gingerbread and icing and gumdrop buttons. And then the pile of... There's a point where all you see is gingerbread in the shape of a hag. And then slowly it starts to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And as they fly away, nothing is left but crumbs of gingerbread that may have fallen off in the process. And the hag is gone. As all of you exit Lucy's mind and we exit initiative in this moment, you're back in the hospital ER in that medical bay with Lucy. The first thing you notice is Lucy. And she's smiling.
Oh, I forgot to breathe.
I heard you got to ride a unicorn. How was it?
Oh my God, it was the best. I rode a unicorn for my birthday, and then a hag got eaten by a bunch of gingerbread stuff.
Raph hands her the cupcake that's still sitting there as well. Can't have a birthday without a cake. So with that, I'm gonna...
Amazing. And she
I'm gonna
looks past
chill
you
out.
to her parents who are standing just outside of the medical like little bay here with the curtains up and stuff. She goes, "Mom, can I have it?" And her parents are like, "Oh my God, Lucy, you're back." And they rush over and they hug her, and they you see Dr. Skeeter kind of looking at the three of you being like, "Hey, so where the fuck were you guys? I came over and all of you were just gone." And Lucy was catatonic. I was like, what the hell happened?
That's what my therapy sessions tend to look like from the outside.
Does that feel weird to you?
When I dive into someone's mental space. This is not uncommon. I guess it's just you work in the ER, so you're dealing with, critical patients all the time. You're not dealing with a lot of mental issues, so it makes sense that you're not used to seeing how I work, and that's completely valid.
Okay.
TLDR, though, is that Dr. Thomas and Grimshaw here just engineered a way to operate hag curses out of patients.
Oh, a hag curse.
Or I guess whatever you would call whatever we just did. Whatever that was.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's close enough.
All right,
There was
listen,
good reason why
as
you weren't
long as
picking
the
things
patient
up,
is
but
good.
we figured it out. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Amazing. Wow. Well, thank you guys for helping out my patient. I genuinely appreciate that a lot. So if you guys ever need anything, let me know. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. We help people. You understand that as much as anyone else, Doctor.
Of course.
You're dealing with the most critical of the patients.
Yes, of course. But nonetheless, I still am grateful. While you were gone, Mr. Shale had swung by. He says that there's a new, insurance rep that he wants everyone to meet. We're supposed to be in it's actually starting in 5 minutes. It's in the cafeteria actually.
I gotta go.
They're holding it really quick.
Yeah, check on Lily anyhow. So, you know what? You serious about the favor?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. How would it be cool if not today? Because at least maybe tomorrow. Cashing that in for a quick day off. Is this something help me wrangle? Spend some time with my my daughter.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no problem. That doesn't even need to be a favor, Raph. That's no problem at all. But yeah, we should probably head over. You know how Shale is about these things. If we're late. And so having saved Lucy from a incredibly rare curse
Ailment.
that would have turned her into the same hag that you had fought, but even more powerful. You can't help but think of what if things weren't caught in time? What if all of you didn't use your various skills? And in such a beautiful teamwork sort of way of Raph talking to the dad and finding out that key piece of information, Dr. Grimshaw doing the original telepathy to figure out that there is something else there, and Dr. Thomas bringing us home with this advanced detect thoughts. And you're
Robbie
kind of
remembering that you're level 10 so that he could actually get that spell.
Yeah, right. In the nick of time. As all of you are kind of like feeling yourselves a little bit, your chests are puffed as you head into the cafeteria, and you see that there's already like a very basic looking makeshift like stage here with like a banner that says "Welcome to St.Iyengar," and there's a little podium, and you see standing behind the podium is a woman in a blazer with a blouse underneath that has like a huge set of necklaces and stuff. As I don't know if any of you, with the exception of Raph, would recognize her. As you see Lays, Raph's ex-wife, standing at the podium, a name tag on her blazer that says insurance representative for Integrity Insurance. And that's where we're going to end this episode, gang. And we'll see you next week. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to our players for giving us this brilliant and juicy story. Only time will tell with how this insurance rep is possibly going to shake things up here at St.Iyengar's Research Hospital.
Hi, I am Kira. I use she, her pronouns, and I will be playing the tiny little halfling Peter Biddle, who is a resident doctor.
Hey everybody, I'm Nandi K. I use they, them pronouns. I'll be playing Nahira Jelani, a Tabaxi Grave Cleric who is the head of neurosurgery.
Okay, so first question. What is the normal temperature for humans in their bodies?
30... What is it? 36? It's 36, right? 37? Do I know
Oh,
the
you're
answer
doing
to that?
Celsius.
Tahiti
Shit,
does.
hold on. I should have looked that up.
Oh, right!
In the room, the music is blasting and she's punching.
Oh, yes.
Nat 1.
Interesting. Okay. P.T., what is going on?
I'm so sorry. I'm so
distracted?
sorry. No, it's not that. I'm not distracted. I'm so I'm.
Oh my god, can I call my mom while I'm in the office?
And Mr. Shale is there. Somebody is casting multiple times the modify memory spell to this person. He is strapped down with 2 straps, keeping his arms and legs perfectly in place, and he is forced to stare up at this light that is beaming down on him. He is on a surgical table.
Where exactly in between stuff you already know and stuff you don't know do you want me to begin
Let's
speaking?
go with between eat the potato and go into the brain.
No, do you ever find that the prettiest people are usually the people with the most to hide?
Well, that should not be happening.
Oh no.
Kill mode activated.
I'll go first for once.
Okay.
I'm Rob Landis. I played Raph Sweetman, a College of the Culinarian Bard, for everyone who is probably wondering, none of that sounds raw. Which you can find at the Cloaks and Capes Tabletop RPGs. I've never had a game where I've found myself holding my breath that often, so kudos to you, Justin. Very well ran. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Insha, and I'll be Insha tomorrow and every day after that. I played Dr. Louie, or I'm playing, I'm playing Dr. Louie Grimshaw, child psychiatrist and pediatrician who has a totally normal crush on a mortician. And yeah, you can find me at Instagram on Instagram, InshaFitzpatrick.com, and yeah.
And last but not least, it's me. I'm Dragons. I sometimes gather dragons on Gathering Dragons. But you can more likely find me on If Found Dead, Please Verify. We are going to be doing some things there at some point. Again, don't want to time date this, but things are happening. Probably by the time this comes out. I played Dr. Erica Thomas, the head of psychiatry, and a College of Eloquence bard.
Amazing. Well, gang, that's all for this episode. We'll see you next week. Bye.